All right, today we're going to be talking to Gini Dietrich, and she is the mastermind behind SpinSucks, and we're going to be fearlessly questioning public relations. Now, this is probably the most straightforward, to the point, fearless question that we're going to ask, and I almost didn't want to do it, but I have too many opinions on this, and for Gini being one of the leaders in the industry, I couldn't not take my opportunity to ask her these questions. Maybe I'll have her back and dig into something a little bit deeper next time. But, my take on public relations is that, one, it's non-existent in the traditional sense for small businesses. It's not even really a possibility from, what I would see budget-wise. Just it's not something that small businesses can afford. And kind of where I'm going with this and what I want to get to the bottom of with Gini is public relations, is public relations going to have a place in this new age of content as more and more businesses, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, large businesses, take to the internet to create this information, to tell their story in a highly transparent way? It seems to me that a majority of traditional public relations won't be needed. The biggest thing it seems to be known for nowadays is for to get a product placed somewhere on a TV show or in a magazine, or when something bad goes wrong, when you need to do damage control, so to speak, and something unexpected happens, or maybe expected, but ultimately something happens to where you did not put that out yourself and you have to react to that. Crisis management, I guess, is the official fancy term for it. But Gini has just released a book on it called SpinSucks. It's a blog, and she just released a book. And what I think is fascinating, as I was skimming through it, I didn't have time to read the full thing, but as I was skimming through it, I noticed that it was 80 to 90% a content marketing or internet marketing book. As far as what public relations may look like today. And I guess we keep talking about breaking down silos all across the board. A lot of people are into breaking down the marketing and sales and customer service silos as to they're not really separate departments anymore. Well, I guess it could be the same where advertising and marketing and public relations are really one and the same thing, and we don't necessarily need these titles to frame them, and we don't need separate departments. Good content, in my opinion, can probably cure 90 to 95% of any public relations issue that you may end up in. You toss in an "I'm sorry" in there, and I think you're good to go. Now, that's just me. Small town guy with very little experience in big corporate world, high stakes. Our stockholders aren't going to be happy if this doesn't fix itself thing. And obviously, I don't want to get into any of those types of situations, but I don't know if that's realistic for them or not. But that's just me being naive and asking the question, as naive as I am, and we're going to find out. And Gini might tell me that I'm an idiot, that this is the dumbest thing that she's ever had to participate in, very likely, but we'll find out. And that's just kind of the thoughts that I have running around in my head. And mind you, I say these things very cautiously because my sister actually works in a big-time PR firm downtown Cleveland, where I'm from, and I see kind of firsthand what they do. And the thoughts that keep crossing my mind is that when are companies, big companies, going to realize that a majority of what they can do, or I guess a majority of what they do will become, can be kind of replaced with good content. I know, my day job, what I do, what I do outside of this is I'm a full-time health insurance agent for my family business. And, I've used content marketing effectively for the last, several years. And the content that I've put out has landed me on some relatively well-known websites and industry magazines, because these journalists are searching for these these questions and problems that I'm answering for my customers, and they're finding me and they're reaching out to me for, you know, interviews and things like that. I mean, I was included in a list of, you know, like 12, one of the 12 best young agents for 2013. You know, it's all because of the content that, you know, you're putting out there. People find you and they want to reach out to you. So, I mean, in a way, to me, it seems like, you know, that content can be your own public relations person, staff, whatever. Again, I don't know if it's going to work, but if that's possible, feasible, whatever, you know, that's the question that we're going to get into with Gini on this Thursday, August 7th, again, 2 p.m. If you want to hang out and come back for the live conversation, love to have you. And Gini and I will be going at it head to head. Gini's going to give her take as well on, you know, public relations, and it'll be interesting to hear that and see where we go. But that's all I got for you guys today, so be sure to come back. Also, of course, if you are listening to this in iTunes, Stitcher, would really appreciate it, as we're getting going here, if you could leave your own thoughts about this little effort here, rating, review. If you think what we're doing here has promise and you think it's going to be able to help you, or you just support the idea, probably the best way that you can ensure that we stick around is to go ahead and give us a rating or review in one of those platforms to kind of help get the momentum. Apparently, you know, a lot of the big time people, I don't know if this has ever been proven. It's kind of like the JFK conspiracy thing, but I don't know if it's ever been proven. But everybody says, you know, ratings and reviews is what's going to drive you up the kind of the awareness charts on these different platforms. You know, that's definitely something. If we can make it happen, would be really good and help us, stick around a little bit longer. So we don't plan on going anywhere, but just, you know, again, if you do think this is a worthwhile effort, worthwhile endeavor, and that we are able to, you know, help you out just a little bit, feel free to go ahead and leave those reviews. As I'm going to get out of here, I do appreciate your time today, guys. We'll be back with Gini to talk about her take on public relations. Take it easy.